Hey Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic Em Bears.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Sic Em Podcast presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco. John Morris. We're going to check in with Baylor Baseball. Look who's here. Fifth-year senior pitcher Cole Stasio is with us today. Welcome to the Sic Em Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here. Fun connection. You told me about, I think, or maybe my son told me about first. My son, MJ Morris, works with your brother, Max, at an engineering firm in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool.
Small world. Small world. I remember when we talked about that in the nutrition lab. We were like, that's kind of crazy.
That's when it was. Exactly. Yeah. That's a great connection. Pretty cool. MJ likes it, and I know he has great respect for Max, too, so that is cool. Your fifth year here, fifth-year senior. You've been around. You've seen a lot, haven't you, with Baylor Baseball, Baylor Athletics, and Baylor in general?
Yeah, I think it's pretty unusual in this day and age to stay at a school for as long as I have with the transfer portal and stuff like that, but Baylor's kind of just one of those places that I was never going to leave, and it's just became my home. My sister's here now, so that was another reason why. It was just no reason to ever think about going anywhere else, and it's been the biggest blessing to be here for 5 years. It's pretty awesome.
That's great. And your sister Carly is on the equestrian team. What's that like for y'all to be here, be at the same school together?
It's cool. I mean, me and her are super, super close, and I think that's even kind of built our relationship more. She's my best friend, so it's one of those things, like we'll go grab coffee once, twice a week, go eat at the bank together sometimes, and it's cool. She lives right down the road from me, so she'll just shoot me a text, be like, hey, you going to go with me to fill up my gas today? Or like stuff like that she probably wouldn't have got if I wasn't here, so it's been pretty special to be able to say that I've gone to school with her for 2 years.
Yeah, that's really unique. Glad that worked out that way for y'all. You're from Davie, Florida, originally. How'd you get to Baylor? What was the process like?
I mean, the whole story of how I got to Baylor is kind of crazy. So it was kind of like a friend of a friend type of thing. I didn't throw much in high school. I was a first baseman, third baseman, and I was actually playing first base behind Tristan Casas, who was a first rounder. He's in the bigs right now at the Red Sox. Wow. And I remember having a conversation with my head coach, who was actually my neighbor, and he was like, hey, like, if you want to play on this team, you're going to have to pitch.
Right.
So I only threw like 7 innings in high school, varsity innings. So not a lot. COVID hit. So I had a really good summer. And Coach Rod saw a video of me throwing, gave me a phone call, was like, hey, love to come out and see you throw. Came out to Florida, and I think it ended up raining. I think I only threw 10 pitches. So I came out to a camp, threw well at a camp, and he took a chance on me, gave me an opportunity, and I'm super thankful for him. I mean, he completely changed my career, allowing me to get a chance to come out here. Me and him were super close, and that was kind of how I ended up here. It was just one of those those God things where it was something I was praying about for the longest time. I didn't have any offers, kind of scared about what the future has to hold, and I just remember, like, me and my parents, my mom was just like, don't worry, it's gonna all pan out. And then boom, phone call. It was the day before senior year started.
Wow, really?
So I waited a long time to make a decision. Didn't submit any applications anywhere else. So it was just one of those things. When I got that phone call, it was like this is meant to be. I had a couple of schools in Florida that D2s and stuff that wanted me, but that was my biggest offer, and I was like, this is a dream come true. And I think that's another reason why I'm so loyal to Baylor, is just they took a shot on me.
That's cool. It is a God thing. And can I say I appreciate a fifth-year guy being around? That's not going to happen much probably these days, right, in any sport.
No, it's NIL and the transfer portal. We were actually just talking about it before we started, and it's crazy that you're never going to have freshmen able to say, I went 4 years with this group of guys, and we built this relationship. Right. And we get so close with guys in just 1 year. So being able to do that for 4 years it's kind of sad that it won't happen again. But it's just how stuff's going now.
Right. I mean, it's the way college athletics is right now, the shifting sands of the way it is. But how about earlier this year, we had the 2005 team back, 20-year reunion team that went to the College World Series. The 2000 team was here. And you look at those guys and how close they are, 15 and 20 years later.
Yeah.
But they spent 3 or 4 or 5 years together also.
Those are the exact conversations we had, too. Like, just being able to have short conversations with those guys, you can just notice how close they are.
Yeah.
And because you're making brothers for life when you're on a team. Right when you step on campus as a freshman, you're surrounded by 40 dudes that you have something in common with, and it's very easy for somebody to just kind of like make those friends. And it's sad to see when guys hop in the portal and go, and I'm super close with guys that still have left, and it's crazy that that's kind of how we're going, but it's awesome to see those teams come back, and you just see how tight those relationships are.
You can tell it, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're joking on the field, throwing out the first pitch. That was really cool to see.
That was fun. Good. What are you majoring in?
So I got my undergrad in entrepreneurship and corporate innovation. I'm getting my master's right now in sports management. So, yeah.
You hope to pitch beyond Baylor? You hope you get an opportunity there?
That's the plan. I think that I can. I think that that's something that I've worked my whole life for. Yeah. So I want to see it out and hopefully see what happens this summer.
Great.
And keep going with that. Yes, sir.
Great. Very good. Well, you're in a bullpen role now with the team. Start of the year, you were a starter. You know what your big downfall was, right? You're a right-hander.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So you were kind of interesting. You were the last right-hander to start a game for Baylor this year.
Yeah.
The Auburn game, right?
Yep.
March 2nd.
Yes, sir.
And since not your fault at all, it's nobody's fault, but since then it's been all left-handers starting for Baylor, which is a pretty amazing streak.
Yeah, going throughout the fall and throwing, this was my first fall really healthy. So had a great fall, had some conversations with Coach and Coach Sned, and told him I wanted to start. I thought I could start, and they let me start in the fall. It worked out really well, and they let me have that spot for the first couple of weeks. But we had Carson Bailey on Tuesday, and like I was telling you, he's one of the most talented arms I've ever seen in my life. So it was inevitable to get him into the weekend at some point, and they know how valuable I was out of the pen my junior year, and it was kind of one of those things like, all right, we're gonna give you this chance, like, get us a couple good starts out under your belt. We'll get him comfortable on Tuesday, and then we're gonna move him into that weekend.
Gotcha. Right.
Kind of get his feet wet that way. So it's worked out. He's throwing great. He's throwing on Saturdays now for us, and he's had success doing it. He's been fantastic so far.
Great. You mentioned the injuries. Really, the last 2 years ended short because of injuries for you, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, injuries are tough.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you can't do anything about it. You think you're doing everything right, and recovery and your lifts and mobility, and I'm one of those guys that's super routine oriented. I love having a routine. I'm up at the field at all hours. It's just something I love to do. But it was the elbow first, and then you rush something back, and then the hip was next. It was back to back, and it was tough. That was extremely tough. But I really think that was one of those things that the Lord was like, hey, like, we're gonna take a second. And my junior year, I was rolling for a while. I was like, oh man, this might be my chance. Like I might get a chance after this year to go play pro ball, and that happened. You kind of get down in the dumps a little bit. But when it happened the second time, I was like, all right, there's a reason that this is happening, and being able to come back as a fifth year completely changed my focus on everything. Rather than like always on baseball, it was more like, all right, I'm an older guy. I need to kind of take advantage of this and help some of the younger guys out. And I've gotten some crazy opportunities to help out with our team Bible study. And we had 7 guys baptized this fall. And in that moment, when that happened, it was kind of like, this was my sole purpose why I came back. Wow. So I really, really think that those are the reasons. Greatest thing that ever happened to me. It's crazy to say that when you have 2 surgeries, but I really do think that it was for a reason. And I'm super thankful with how this year's going and just the impact that that these guys have made on my life, and me to have a chance to be just a part of their kind of faith journey. So that's been super, super cool.
Wow, that is so kingdom first thinking, to look at that and even look at your injuries and say, well, these are why these happen, so I can have this impact
For sure.
On these guys. You were a big part of the baptisms that we had at home plate on the field, right?
Yeah. I remember talking to Coach Thompson. I was like, I've been a part of a lot of games here and a lot of baseball games in my life, and there's nothing that will ever happen that will be as cool as that. I've never been on the field trying to hold back tears, but it was one of those things. My roommate Andrew Petrowski and Hunter Simmons, Scoob, they both got baptized, and it was just I just get chills thinking about it. 'Cause it was just one of those things that me and Petra were here all summer rehabbing, and we'd take walks around campus and just talk. And those talks started off, just kind of messing around, and then we started getting into the Word more and more at home, and then we started bouncing ideas off each other. He'd have questions and ask me, and I wouldn't know answers to the questions, and I'd be like, all right, let's dive in, let's try to figure this out. And then we started taking walks and talking about it, and those walks turned into hours.
Wow.
And it was just one of those things, and one day it's man, I think I want to get baptized. And I'd make jokes about it, all right, we're walking by the fountain in Fountain Mall, and I was like, let's do it right here.
Yeah.
And it started out as a joke, and then this fall came about, and those walks started to happen with some of the freshmen and some of the younger guys. And he was actually the one that brought it up, was hey, would you guys, whoever hasn't been baptized, want to get baptized? Yeah. And we talked with Byron and Bob, our team chaplains, and they were like, that's a great idea. Let's do it in the Brazos. And
in the river.
Yeah. Coach Thompson was I don't know about that. It might be a little dirty. So we went to Harris Creek. They let us have one of their tubs, and we did it on the field, and that was something that I won't forget the rest of my life. That was the coolest experience that I've ever had on that field, and nothing will ever top that.
Wow, so meaningful. And thank you to you for sowing into their lives. And you mentioned Byron Weathersby and Bob Johns.
Huge.
Aren't they great to have around too?
Awesome. They're always at the field. There's always one of them on the road with us,
right.
and in our team Bible studies, they're there just kind of pouring into us. And that's what's so special about Baylor. That's another reason why I never thought about leaving, because you don't get anything like this anywhere else. You can't, and it's not normal. And I don't think people who are here really realize that, because it's something that they've always known if they've been here for 4 years. But to have a coaching staff and chaplains and teammates that are kind of encouraging you, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to grow together as a team, our friendships, but we're also going to grow closer to the Lord, and that's something that you can't ever take away. And I think that's what's so special about Baylor too.
Yeah. When we talk about preparing champions for life,
For sure.
I mean, that's part of it. It's athletics, it's academics, it's social, but it's spiritual as well. And those pillars, those 4 pillars, I mean, you guys are living that out.
Sure.
And, you're just making decisions and changes in your life that are eternal.
Definitely.
I mean, they really are.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Tell me about the sign that's in the locker room. You did that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was, we kind of wanted to get something to put up on the wall as a team, and just be able to write down Bible verses on it and stuff. And we put set free through Christ is what we put. And the verse was John, I think 8:36. And it's who the Son sets free is free indeed. Yeah. And that's just something that it's a pretty big poster, and it's you aren't going to miss it when you're walking out. And it's just to be able to look at that and be all right, our focus is set on Christ, and that's where our identity's found. And whatever happens on that field, it's just a game. We're blessed to play this game, and whatever we do is to glorify Him. And I think that it's important to kind of keep that in mind, because it's very, very easy to lose track of that and fall back into negativity or whatnot when games aren't going your way. And it's just a game. At the end of the day, as much time we've put into it, and it's been our whole entire lives, you can't take away the fact that we've been blessed with the ability to play this game. And I think that's super important. It's something that I think Grayson Murray talked about a little bit in one of our Bible studies, but he was talking about when Peter was called out into the water to walk on water, and he takes his first couple steps and he has his eyes set on the Lord,
right.
and then he starts to notice the wind and the waves around him.
Took his eyes off.
And then he starts to sing.
Yeah.
And I was that's exactly what we fall into. We're set on Him, and life's going good, everything's going well, and then when you start seeing chaos around you, you start to sink. That's when anxiety sets in and stuff like that. And that's kind of just a constant reminder to us, hey, this is where we're set on, this is what we are as a team, this is what we find our identity in, and that's how we're going to play with joy and the true joy that comes from Him. So that's was pretty cool that they allowed us to take our locker room and kind of make it our own.
Oh, I love that. That's great. The Bible studies, are they student led? I mean, one of you guys lead that, or is it Byron or Bob? Or
yes, sir. We have Andrew Petrowski actually he got baptized and started helping lead it. Gabe Craig and I will kind of tag team it. We'll meet on Mondays. We're in grad school, so we don't have class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we'll meet on Mondays, kind of plan it out and work through a book and all meet in the locker room, or we'll meet in the Sullivan room, wherever, depending on how many guys are showing up. But it's been awesome. Byron and Bob will be there to kind of just sit back and whenever we have questions, we'll kind of turn and look at them.
Right. It's a pretty good resource there, those two.
And they've been fantastic. We're super lucky to have them.
Well, tremendous work off the field, on the field. I love this team. You can see the improvement in this team. How do you feel from Mitch's third year here? You've been through that. First year was rough. Last year was those injuries that just gutted you guys, from the start of the season. But this year, the improvements really in every area, but especially in pitching, are very evident.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That was the transfer portal, bringing in guys was huge for us. We didn't have a ton of lefties in the past. Like Ethan Calder was really our go-to guy, and we abused him out of the pen. I mean, that guy, he was done. He's great. I mean, it's huge, but it's huge to keep him healthy as well.
Right.
So having more guys come in and all the lefties that we brought in, and then the righties too. Caleb Bunch has been fantastic. Grayson Murray's been awesome. Like we got guys you can just roll out. Every single guy's going to put up good innings and competitive innings, and then just around the field as a whole. I feel like we're so deep. I mean, there's guys that aren't playing right now who haven't got a chance to play that would be playing anywhere else.
Right.
So it's really good to see guys starting to get chances as well. Like John Ewens last night, got a couple of hits, got to play, started at first, did a great job. Will Pendergrass has been fantastic when he's got his opportunities. And it's just all guys that you want to rally behind. Yeah. But it's tough when you only can have 9 guys on the field. So
nice problem to have, though.
Very nice problem to have.
Much better quality depth, and the pitching staff is really good. Ewens is the one, he brought the Bobcat, right?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? Is still going for you guys?
Yeah, it's around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of random how that came about, but he brought it in, I guess, to the locker room to pump everybody up or something, and we started putting glasses and wrist tape and necklaces on it, and it stuck. Tyreek loved it, so when that guy starts swinging it, you gotta
don't change a thing, right?
Yeah.
Keep the Bobcat coming.
For sure,
That is great. Does he travel? Does he go to road games?
He went to TCU with us.
Yeah.
He might have not helped on Friday and Saturday, but Sunday he showed up.
Sunday did, sure.
He was taking a little nap, but it's something fun to have. You got to switch it up every so often.
That's fun. Sean Snedeker, new this year, new pitching coach. Gosh, I like him. I like his philosophy, and tell everybody from your perspective how great he's been.
He's fantastic. I mean, his resume kind of speaks for itself on what he's done, but just the way that he goes about coaching and kind of the laid back where he's like not all over, you know what I mean? Because pitching's stressful as it is. I mean, you're the only guy on the mound. Like it's a very lonely spot to be in when you're out there, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. But his philosophy's just been we're gonna pound the strike zone. First pitch strikes, win the counts, get ahead, and the stats speak for themselves on that. Like when you get ahead with guys, their batting average against goes down, and he's just been fantastic with that, and especially with the younger guys too. Those first innings as a freshman are terrifying. And I remember talking to, I think it was Bailey in the fall, and I was like, hey, no matter how prepared you feel and how confident you are, when you step on the mound in your first game, breathe. Like it's moves so much faster than high school, and as you go up pro ball, whatever it is, it's just going to keep moving faster. And I remember him coming off the mound after his first outing, and he was like, I have no clue what just happened. Like that, the heart's pounding. Same thing with Cam Cluett. Like he came off and he was like, "Wow, like I'm amped up right now." It's like, yeah, it's exactly what happens. But Sned's kind of taught all those guys like, "Hey, focus on your breathing, pre-pitch routine, what you're gonna do on the mound," and it's shown. And he's been fantastic. I mean, his wisdom that he's brought with everything and pitch calling and stuff like that, he's great. He's really good.
So if he comes out if you're on the mound and he comes out to the mound, he seems pretty even keel, easy going. What's that conversation like when he comes out there?
It's usually just slow guys down. Stuff's starting to go sideways, and he'll walk out and stand there for a second or two, really not say anything, and then kind of just be like, all right, take a deep breath. That's what we're going to do. We got a lefty coming up or whoever's coming up. He can run. He might try to bunt. Just kind of give you a little rundown to kind of slow your heart rate down, get focused. Hey, we're going to go start off with first pitch slider here. We're going to start off with a changeup, whatever it is. Just so you can kind of have that in your head as he's walking off the field. All right, we're going changeup here. I got to think about where I want to start this. What's the intent that I'm throwing it at? Like stuff like that. So, yeah, it's usually just a calming thing. Just,
gotcha.
Yeah, walking out, give you a little advice.
That's good. I love what he's done, avoiding walks, meaning avoiding the free passes. He talks about that a bunch, which is huge. Yeah. Your dad played professional baseball?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The Red Sox and
What do you
Giants.
remember about that?
I wasn't alive when he was playing, so I don't remember a whole lot. But
what does he say about it?
He's had a huge impact in my baseball career. I mean, it's really my only coach I ever had until college. Yeah, he played every position but pitcher.
Really?
So it's very different that I became a pitcher. But, yeah, he started out, I think, as a third baseman, first baseman, got moved to the outfield, and then in his career as a catcher. So he's been all over the place, and, he's really impacted the way that I've thought about baseball. And it's nice to have those conversations with him, to be able to get off the phone and know, like, hey, like, that's the advice that I'm getting is correct.
Good.
And he knows what he's talking about.
He Red Sox and who else?
Giants.
Yes, organization, sir. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
To have him to lean on and talk to, and I'm sure y'all talk regularly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Good. So for this year, your fifth year, we've talked about the improvement of the team. Gosh, it'd be great if you could get into the Big 12 tournament and then into an NCAA regional. How fun would that be to finish your career in an NCAA regional?
Awesome. I mean, that's something that you work towards every year. So it's just one of those things that you don't wish to happen, you expect to happen. And all the work that we've put in, we expect to make that happen. So we got to make something happen these next couple weeks and just run with it, keep the momentum going. I feel like we're playing pretty well, and it'd be a good time to click fully and just kind of run with that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I hope that happens for you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're one of the team captains. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, that was super special. Just showing up as a walk-on, really, and not really knowing if I was going to make the team my freshman year, and seeing how the older guys kind of influenced me, and being voted that as my team, like for my teammates, was super special, and that's something I never expected to happen. So that's super cool. It's something that'll really mean a lot for the rest of my life.
What an honor. Yeah. That's great.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's great to visit with you, and appreciate the way you represent Baylor and Baylor baseball and represent the Lord with what you've done. You know, your leadership in the spiritual area is just tremendous. So thanks for that.
Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Thanks. Hope you finish strong. Hope you do finish in a regional, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.
All right, Cole Stasio, Baylor pitcher, is our guest on the Sic Em Podcast.